you're only going to get better. I've reiterated this to multiple people before, but signing up for this competition, my nutrition, training, knowledge, that all I gained so much, and I got so much better in this such short a period of time versus like my year and a half or 2 years that I've been lifting prior.
Howdy everybody, and welcome to episode 178 of the SuperSetYourLife.com podcast, your weekly workout motivation to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym. Luke Garey is the men's overall winner of the Open Natural bodybuilding competition a few weeks ago in Kirkland, Washington. He also placed first in the men's bodybuilding open category, which was stacked with outstanding conditioning and some very well-balanced, unique physiques. To judge who is best is a challenge because each athlete brought a very unique art to their stage presence and posing. Luke came in shredded, hard, and full, stealing the open category with a confidence that made it look like it was just another day at work. Proverbs 16:18 teaches pride comes before destruction and an arrogant spirit before a fall. What I remember most about Luke was his humility. He was nothing but complimentary to myself and the rest of our athletes. No stealing t-shirts like they did backstage and pumping iron or anything. Luke trains at Gold's Gym in Kirkland and would like to thank his coach Owen Dinges for supporting him and pushing him beyond his limits. Mr. Garey, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother. What made you decide to start doing bodybuilding in the first place?
So the bodybuilding kind of came after. I've always been kind of active and fit my whole life. I've actually have a jiu-jitsu background. That was initially. And then when I was actually in the military, I'm out now, but I was.
Thank you for serving. What branch, if I
Navy.
ask?
I was in the Navy for 5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they have gyms everywhere, and some friends were working out, so I decided to go with them, tag along, and just stay active. And then it wasn't until I came back here last November, my youngest brother and his friend, who also was my coach, they are more into bodybuilding, and so we go working out together, and I just kind of decided to train with purpose to get bigger. So that was kind of it. Yeah.
Awesome. What made you want to compete naturally versus dark side, enhanced, whatever we want to call it?
Yeah, right. I just think that's like a whole separate thing. I think that the gear, the enhancements or whatever, that would just, put you to a superhuman level of size. But as far as like the regimen and the training, it's all the same. You gotta eat a lot, you gotta train hard, but stay naturally. I mean, there's so many things that go with taking PEDs that,
Right.
Is varies per person, and it's a whole other level of risk and whatnot. And I think that I could push myself in a natural state, like so far, like I've barely scratched the surface. So I'm just going to keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You were, dude, I could not believe how peeled you were. I mean, you had veins sticking out like around your belly button.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is this the first show that you've ever done, or have you competed before?
Very, very first show, very first prep, very first for everything. First for everything. Yeah.
What is it? Was it what you expected, or was it different?
I think it's pretty much what I expected. Overall, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Just between prep, stepping on stage, showcasing what I've been training and practicing. That was good to finally do that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun being up there with everybody. Yeah, it was an experience.
What was the hardest part of your prep?
Oh, this is kind of weird because people like talk about prep like it. What I've heard from other people who've competed in like online and stuff. Prep is like the worst. For me, prep was not that bad. Prep was not that bad for me. The weight was coming down slowly. I was counting everything I was eating or tracking everything on my macros, and all from my coach, of course. And yeah, it all went really smoothly. There were times I think when I was with my family and stuff, just having to watch them eat watching them eat food that I couldn't eat, I would say that was probably the hardest part.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the
Yeah.
first rule of thumb on prep is you got to start telling all your friends and family, hey guys, so
Yeah.
like these Mariners games that we were going to and stuff like this is going to be a bit more of a challenge, and I may make it to like half a game and then like probably none the rest of the season until after I'm done competing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was like telling people and telling myself too. Is like, I was like, oh yeah, telling friends who wanted to hang out because I haven't seen them in some times. Like, yeah, listen, right now I'm in prep, but after my competition, we can go and hang out, get some drinks, go out to dinner and whatnot. But yeah.
Staying up late was always the killer too. I was the last couple of years that I lived in Seattle, I was doing quite a bit of stand up comedy, and so I could eat. So yeah, so I could either do stand up. I don't know if have you been to any of the clubs in Seattle?
No, not around here really. No, not yet.
Yeah, the best one was my favorite one was Comedy Underground down on Pioneer Square.
Okay.
It's kind of part of like the underground city and everything. And so underground kind of had a double meaning to it because it's a comedy club, right? It was and so I would basically sip on a beer because anything else was a trigger. Like the food that they had was just it's fries, it's deep fried.
Yeah.
It's like maybe you could get a burger and like maybe a side salad or something, but your options are just so limited if you're staying out late.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do in Seattle because it's tempting, man. There's so many things. There's so many cool things.
Oh
to do,
yeah.
especially in your area, in the Kirkland area.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Did you ever feel like quitting at any point on your prep?
Maybe a little bit. Not so much during prep. I think during prep was when I was starting to focus in more on every aspect of it. How I looked, how I trained, my posing. So I was working for that. I signed up for the competition all the way back in February, and I guess like between then up until the start of my prep, there were some times when I was like wondering why I'm pushing myself so hard in the gym, like making a point to purposefully, like why am I doing this? Like this is a choice that I'm deciding for myself. But I just kind of like push through it, and like at that point it was like habit and consistency. So even if I had those thoughts, I was still going to the gym and trying my best to get a good workout in.
Yeah.
But no, not really quit. Nah, not quit. I was like every aspect was like an experience. So like that's why I like decided to do it, was just for the experience of everything, start to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your prep started in February then when you signed up for the show?
Prep started. I did like it's like a 13-week prep. So it started, was it June?
Cool.
I was thinking, was it March or April? Yeah, my prep was kind of shorter because I was already so lean.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have to cut all the way down into the show, or were you shredded like a week, like a couple weeks ahead of time, and then reverse and kind of fill out into it? What did that look like?
Let's see. So yeah, I was already pretty lean. I was probably like, you could say I would have been like stage ready. I think probably like 3 or 4 weeks out. Because like this was the first time ever losing weight or like trying to lose weight. I never had to do that before, right? For me. So my coach wanted to take things a little bit slower and see how I respond to a certain calorie amounts and whatnot, and how I look. It was mostly off of how I look. So yeah.
Wow. How did you hear about the Open Natural?
Gyro messaged me. He messaged me on Instagram personally. He said, "Hey man," because I've been posting myself, my physique and whatnot, just for social media myself, and he I guess somehow found it and messaged me and said, "Hey man, you look really good." And even my youngest brother too, he messaged. He didn't compete, which is fine, but for me, he was like, "Hey man, you look really good. I think you do good in this show," and I was like, "Okay, wow." If this person, I had no intention or idea before that at the time, and he messaged me, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just chilling right now. I got nothing going on, and I think this is really gonna push my training and my physique to the next level. So I said, let's do it.
So how do you know Hyro?
Before this, I didn't know him. He just messaged me on Instagram. Yeah, I didn't know who he was before this. Before the Open Natural.
That is hilarious. So when did you meet him first? Did you meet him at the venue?
At
or did you...
the what was it? The Friday night before at the hotel, at the Marriott.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it was just kind of on faith and on trust for you too then, because that was actually my first time meeting him in person too.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a workout in at Body Shop Fitness in Bothell. Have you been to that one?
Okay. No, I've heard about it though. I've heard about it. I want to check it out sometime.
Bro, you have to go there. Oh yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's a dog friendly gym, and so like Zion,
Oh,
so I always
nice.
take Zion with me. It's kind of fun. Yeah, there's usually someone else in there that has a dog too, but I would say that's been the vast majority actually of all my workouts in the Seattle area over the years has been at that gym. Taylor's prep coach is also on staff there too. She's one of the owners, Danielle Rainwater. So.
Oh, cool.
So so Hyro and I trained in person for the first time together after like already recording a bunch of podcasts and doing all this work
Okay, yeah.
and getting
That's
the show
funny.
together. Yeah, and so like when we met each other, it was just it was like, wow, this is what you look like in person.
Mm-hmm.
and then being able to work out and just like not talk about business. It was
That's
it was,
nice. Yeah.
it was real funny. Yeah, no, that dude is a legend. He specifically moved from Colombia to the United States with the dream of becoming a professional bodybuilder, and he just freaking did it. And
That's awesome. There you go.
Yeah, and had this idea of putting together this competition of like just like how it was like when he was growing up, how they would just throw it together on the weekends. Nobody was trying to become a pro or anything. It was just it was just a good time for everybody basically.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we wanted to accomplish with putting the Open Natural together. So seeing everybody become friends backstage that like didn't know each other. Some people were confident, some people were nervous. You look like one of the confident guys, but
cool.
but having that camaraderie, I just thought was pretty special. So is that something that you kind of noticed too? Like what was the backstage atmosphere like, and the like the vibe at check-in and everything?
Yeah, the vibe check-in was cool. It was great. Everyone was so friendly. I wasn't scared or like intimidated. And like as much as it is a competition, it's like, oh, am I bigger or this, that. It's so individualized. That's what makes bodybuilding so cool.
It's very family like.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like you're the one at the end of the day, you're the one putting all this work in. You're the one with this mentality. You're the one, who's doing the poses. So it's cool that everyone gets to like showcase what they've been working on, and then just you get judged and whatnot. But yeah, backstage too. Like I immediately, like my first competition, like I said, I didn't really know what to expect. But everyone was so friendly. The older guys, the guys we competed before, they were so welcoming. We're all backstage, hanging out, just getting to know each other, talking about time before this, time up to this, helping each other out, pumped up, sharing candy and energy drinks to keep the energy going, and just have a really good time. Yeah, it was just great, great vibes.
Absolutely, everybody was super cool. Terry, the tanner, Richard, the photographer, and even the gal that does the drug testing too. Were you nervous getting drug tested?
No, I wasn't. I haven't taken anything. I'm full natty, so I wasn't worried about anything.
Yeah, well, and we didn't polygraph too. I think that's where people get nervous is when you do the polygraph test, because if you're being asked as like questions and someone's trying to determine whether you're lying or not, it just feels very intrusive.
Yeah. No, yeah, that would definitely do it. Yeah.
The polygraphs are funny. Like they'll throw trick questions out at you, like, have you ever cheated in school to get a better grade on a test, and just like weird stuff. I'm like, okay, so I don't want to fail the test, but
right.
but I also don't want like I don't know what is one of my teachers going to find out about this. Yeah. Okay,
yeah. Right. It's just stressing you out. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah. Just get the hell out of this room, man.
Yeah.
What drew you to the bodybuilding category as opposed to like classic physique or men's physique?
Okay, there's a couple things that kind of go into this. Like I said, I was so new to the bodybuilding thing. I didn't really know much about the categories, divisions. I've just been looking on social media and whatnot, like following the Olympia and whatever, but I don't really know the specifics. As far as bodybuilding, my mentality at the time was like, I just want to be big. I want to be as big as possible. It's all about size and mass.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. And two, for my first time, too, less poses. There was the posing criteria or the mandatory poses was less. So I thought that would be less, just less load. Don't bite off more than I could chew, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But if I could do it again, I would have done classic. Now that I know some things, I think my physique is better fit for classic. So when I compete again, I'll compete in the classic division.
Yeah, classic physique is my category too. You got to be careful on. So are you going to be looking for a pro card then? Or are you going to compete just for fun or?
Nothing specific right now. I'm focusing on my training and really getting some good muscle on. And I'll be starting school very soon, so that's my priority.
Yeah.
So if I compete again, it'll probably next summer or sometime. Pro card, maybe. We'll see.
Man, yeah, I was gonna say you could probably steal it as a men's physique athlete. For bodybuilding, you'll probably need a little more time, but I mean your proportions, bro, and the way that you pose, I think you could really kill it in classic too. And so this Instagram account, this is a joint bodybuilding account. This is your coach.
My coach kind of like runs it, I guess. He does a lot of the videography and photography, but it's mostly me and my youngest brother.
Okay. And for our listeners, this is G Muscle 3D on Instagram. Yep. These guys are jacked. What I love about you guys, bro, is that you have kind of like that Arnold and Franco Columbu like.
Oh yeah.
Like vibe and appearance, because you guys complement each other in the way that you pose very, very well. That's something that Hyro and I were kind of messing around with too when we were at Body Shop. Is like I was doing a mantis pose, which is so this is the staple classic physique pose, right? Where you got your arms out to the side. I think that not Vince Gironda, Steve Reeves was the first one to do that. Also a natural bodybuilder. I don't know. Some people say he was that he was on testosterone, but whatever. He's natural in my book.
Right? There you go. Right.
I just pretend that he is. But yeah, you guys have a real cool vibe with like how you pose together. It's very artistic. Yeah, your routine was like you were moving really slow too, if I remember correctly, and you were doing a lot with your hands. I could tell that you were studying Frank Zane quite a bit. What did that look like putting together your posing routine?
Okay, so that routine was like honestly formulated backstage. No, yeah, it was so. I was putting it off. It was so last minute. That's what if I could do it over. That's one thing I would definitely do over is commit so much more time to the routine. Yeah, I was like just lagging behind on that. But that routine was pretty much formulated backstage. I ran through it like probably 3 or 4 times with my coach, and I'm like, we're just gonna do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Basically the same thing for me too.
Yeah.
Like, as a guest poser, I felt horrible, but I was like, okay, for the last 3 weeks, and this was right. We had just moved, and so I was like, all right, we got 3 weeks to make sure I'm conditioning and everything, and ready to guest pose at the show. I better have a really good routine too. And then my herniated discs flared up like worse than they ever had before. I think, it was just a lot of work with the move and everything, and a lot of driving, and so my lower back was basically just shot. And so I put it together basically after I got off the plane and just spent an entire day hitting the sauna, just like doing everything that I could, praying, getting on the phone with one of my clients who's a postural therapist and saying, okay, how can I fix this like right now? Didn't even have time to see a chiropractor, but spent just like a couple hours journaling and writing everything out, writing out all my favorite poses. I had practiced posing enough to know what all my best poses would be, and practiced it with Ingrid, who is my client that was there and also did the show. And so got some feedback from her, and then basically, a couple hours later, bam, here we go. The Open Natural, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, look good, man. So yeah.
Appreciate it, dude. How long had you been practicing the mandatory poses? Did that start at like the start of prep, or was that kind of towards the end
Those
of
started
things?
pretty early because I haven't touched any poses, right? Because working out, like that's cool, that's fun, and everybody does that. But it's like, okay, now you got to pose. That's my coach was like, we got to work on the poses. So we were slowly working in the poses at the end of every training session because we would all, my youngest brother, my coach, and I, we mostly would train together all the time, which was cool because he was able to be there with me and just like coach me a lot, which was great. But we started working the poses in as part of the workout, right? At the end of the workout, go through Mandos, go through anything cool, just even have fun with it, whatever poses.
Mhm.
So those probably, yeah, we started working the poses in March. Where I
Right
was
on.
pretty consistent with the poses, and I'll be posing in the bathroom, posing in my room, posing all the time. Yeah.
Wow. How did your training evolve throughout prep? Was it relatively the same? Did you train more or less towards as you got closer to the competition? I imagine you started adding cardio towards the end of your prep. What did
Yeah.
that look like?
Yeah. Training. Let's see. So between like February and March or April, go hard, eat, and then prep starts. And coach was like, okay, we're gonna be super consistent with all the workouts. I pretty much was doing the same exercises for, push, pull, arms, legs. That was our split.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty much doing the same exercises, not changing the weight. The weight for the movement wasn't going up. And then as it went on, probably about I started doing cardio. What was that? I think 3 or 4 weeks prior. So I didn't add the cardio in until a little bit later. Mostly because the way my schedule was set up, I just didn't have time for my workouts because I would work out and then I would work at the Golds right after I worked my shift at
Mm-hmm.
the front desk. So just with timing and whatnot, I just didn't get around to it. And then what was that? Peak week or 2 weeks out, the workouts were getting pretty short. The energy was getting pretty low weight, higher rep. And then for that peak week, I think my last workout day I think was like Wednesday.
Wow. So did you touch any weights at all, or do any working out the last couple days?
Uh, no, I think Wednesday was something light, and then Thursday was some cardio. Friday was nothing, and then Saturday was a competition.
Wow, that's awesome. That's how you do it. You got to really resist the urge to train harder just for the sake of training harder. The closer that you
Mm-hmm.
get to a show. So I can see your coach knows exactly what he's doing. My hat off to him. You see, this was my mistake over and over and over again, was ramping up the cardio and ramping up even the weightlifting too, because a lot of it was just stress release, man. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I want to win this show, and I'm leaving no stone unturned, and I'm going to be the hardest working athlete, and that's just like my
Yeah,
white
right.
knuckle mentality all the way up and through the show. And then I wonder why I'm still holding water here and there. And then
Mm-hmm.
now looking back at this, I mean, at this last one, it's like I didn't even work out at all. And this was the biggest and fullest that I've ever looked on stage. And so I
Yeah.
think that I think there's something to be said about that. Um, Push pull leg split, great. That's pretty much what I do, and seems to be what everybody's doing these days, right? uh,
Yeah.
walk me walk me through a typical push workout for you. What's that look like?
Yeah. Push workout. Sorry, I do push pull arms legs. That's my split,
Oh, okay.
but
So
similar.
so
I
you
was I
so
was
you train
PPL for the
four.
longest time.
Yeah,
Huh?
you train 4 days a week then?
Yes, I guess push pull arms legs rest, and then push pull. You cycle that, so it's a 5 day split if you want to work it
So
out like
okay,
that.
so you train 5 days a week, but it's four workouts, and you just pick up where you left off.
Yeah. So I guess I work 6 days a week. I work out six
Okay,
days a week.
there you go.
But push day, chest and shoulders. Start off with chest. Do higher weight, a little bit lower rep. Start off with incline bench press. That's a good movement that we've been doing
Hmm.
a lot with the incline. Maybe flat bench. I used to do a lot of flat bench, not so much anymore.
Yeah, me
Um,
neither.
yeah, and then go into a
I think the
isolated.
I think the flat bench press is great for beginners, and it's great for when you're getting into weightlifting, because it's explosive strength, and it's wonderful for athletics and performance-based sports, but for bodybuilding, in terms of hypertrophy, I think you get to a point. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you've experienced this in your training, but you need to find ways to make the weight do as much work as possible, so that you can be as easy on your joints and as easy on your central nervous system as possible, especially as you're getting closer to a show. And any kind of massive amounts of weights that you're stressing your entire body weight, that you're stressing your entire body with, can sometimes do more damage than good. Ramps up your appetite, makes it hard to stick to your diet. And so doing more of the higher reps like your coach has you do, that's really key. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, like I said, keeping the workouts consistent, so, your metabolism's consistent, so that way cutting down the calories will actually be consistent weight loss, which is what you're looking for.
Hey everyone, Coach Taylor Milton here. Welcome to Skullbellz TV, the official YouTube channel of supersetyourlife.com, where you're going to discover a weekly upload of quick and easy to follow workout tutorials featuring Coach Colt, myself, or one of our athletes to keep your workouts fun, practical, and effective. Our family's latest keto carnivore recipes that fuel Colt's competitions and keep myself and our kiddos strong and healthy. Video uploads of the supersetyourlife.com podcast, now over 100 episodes. Your weekly dose of entertainment, education, and inspiration to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym, and much more. Last thing before we get into the video, we're asking a big favor from you. This has been working beautifully, so if you would please think of someone you care about that would benefit from this video, go ahead and smash that like button, click the share button, and text this video to them. That would mean the world to us. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more exciting content from Skullbellz TV, because our team has lots of meat and lots of muscle coming your way, and I promise you won't want to miss it. When you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a bell icon pop up. You want to click that too, so you're notified every time we release a new video. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to us. Every like, share, and subscription helps our channel grow and supports our family's hard work. So thank you so much for doing your part too. That's all we ask. God bless you, and please enjoy this.
So starting with an incline bench, and then going to maybe something flat like a machine or dumbbells or something.
Yeah, we go to a plate loaded, isolated flat machine press.
Oh, nice.
There's a machine at Goals that we really like because you can adjust how far or down you are, so you can hit different parts of the chest.
Oh, dude, I have the exact same thing.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I use too. Does it converge, like the arms come together?
Yeah, it'll come together. Yeah,
those are the best, because then you can walk out for all it's worth and you don't lose muscle tension.
yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm. Then we do we're doing 3 sets of that, 3 sets, and then we go into a fly. I'm a huge fan of cable fly for the chest. Do 3 or 4 sets of that. And,
so am I.
And then,
I just can't get the same mind muscle connection with dumbbells at all. It's just not even close.
For a dumbbell fly,
mm-hmm.
You're talking about? Okay. Yeah. Between the machine, a machine fly, a dumbbell fly, and the cable fly for me is crazy pump.
Okay. And then for deltoids?
Delts, we do just lateral raise. We spam the dumbbell lateral raise. Yeah. We'll do 6 sets. 6 sets till failure. Volume on the shoulders, and then we'll go into a press. Either we'll do a overhead dumbbell press, or we'll do there's some good machine shoulder presses that we'll do depending how I feel. And then that's it. That's push day.
Do you press overhead with a barbell or dumbbells?
I have done the barbell before, but it's mostly been dumbbell and then machine.
Yeah, I'm with you. The barbell here again, just too hard on the joints, and I get a better mind muscle connection, better pump everything with dumbbells or a machine. And same idea. If you can get an isolateral machine to where it's converging arms and you can lock out at the top, that's money for the side delts and the rear delts.
Yeah.
So then pull day.
Pull back. But I guess it's back day. That's just back day.
Yeah.
Which is great. We've been doing bent over barbell row. That's the very first movement. Heavy movement.
And you're working your entire back on that one.
That's a focus for the mid back, a little bit of lat, but mostly just the middle, the mid. But a bent over rows you're going to be doing doing a lot for the whole back. It's a very good movement. And then let's see what else we go into. That. And then we'll go ahead after that. We'll go ahead and go into either a upper back like seated row, focusing on the traps. Get those nice traps going.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then after that, we'll go into lat, some type of lat movement. I normally do plate loaded ISO ladder pull down. That one, or what I've started doing recently is a like close grip lat movement like this.
That isolateral machine that you're talking about, is it it's the one that has the two arms that diverge, right? So they pull apart as you pull them down.
Yeah. This is a plate loaded one.
Okay, so you gotta try this next time that you try that machine too. This is kind of my favorite way to do it, which is not what the machine is designed for at all. But you actually stand up and you're to the side, and and you use your left arm to move the right arm of the machine. So if you're standing in the isolateral machine, or excuse me, so if you're sitting in the isolateral pull down machine, you step out of it, step to the right side, and then you're pulling the arm down with your left arm. And then I use my right arm to touch my left lat while I'm doing it and load it up real heavy for about like 8 reps. And then you can force like 1 or 2 more because you can use a little bit of your body weight, and then go do 10 reps, and then go do 8 plus 2 more reps on the other side. Try that one next time. And let me know if you might get some weird looks.
I think I've seen some people that kind of do something similar, that they'll like turn sideways but yeah, I'll try it, man. I'm down for trying anything.
And actually, on that same machine, I'm pretty sure I've seen people sitting sideways on it way more than sitting forward like you're supposed to. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. Yeah,
kind of like some of those chest machines too. You see people doing the thing where you're pushing it to the side and making more like a kind of like a cable crossover movement with it.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah. Well, I've seen people use it for, like, do shrugs on chest machines and stuff sometimes. People do shrugs on everything.
Yeah. Do you do shrugs? Do you do direct like upper trap work?
I used to. When I was in the military, I actually was huge on shrugs. I don't know why. I wanted big traps, so I would get like 70 or 80 pound dumbbells and just like do as many shrugs as I could. But my coach was like, he's like, we're not doing shrugs. Like, you don't gotta do that, because we transitioned into the upper back row, which hits the traps. I get the same, if not better, burn and feeling in my upper traps.
Yeah, you're kind of wasting your time doing too much direct trap work, because I was the same way. And I think a lot of us too, as bodybuilders, it's like I don't know why, but you get focused on the muscles that you can see, I think. And so when you look in the mirror, what do you see? You see your chest, you see your traps. You're like, all right, I want bigger chest and bigger traps, right? And so you go to the gym and you're like, how do I work traps? I'm doing dumbbell shrugs. But yeah, you'll grow traps way faster if you're doing upright rows. I mean, you'll grow them by accident if you just do heavy deadlifts, if you're in a place where you're building your base. So.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that they're not overdeveloped too. That was something the judges told me at my first couple competitions. Is I've always been pretty genetically gifted in the traps anyway, and genetically ungifted in my side deltoids, which is a problem aesthetically, because then it makes you look like you're slouching. So the way to hide that is just to angle your chest further upward, and then your traps kind of hide behind, so it makes your side delts pop out
width too. Yeah,
exactly. Cool. All right, so that's back day. What about, so then you do arms right after that?
Next day will be arms, bicep, tricep.
Cool.
We do the two or three exercises for both. You know, like I said, it's only like one. It's a group of muscles, but it's only like, one muscle. So start off with a heavy tricep push down on the cable machine. Just go heavy. Really engage that tricep. Heavy push down. Just like standing, pushing down like this or like this. And then after that, we'll go into an isolated extension. Not a katana extension, but what I like to do is just get a dumbbell and I'll either do it flat on a bench, like if I'm laying flat on a bench, I'll go ahead do some of these, get a good stretch, or if I would like do it standing sometimes, depending on how I feel, if there's like space or whatever.
Have you ever tried that dumbbell exercise, the isolateral dumbbell exercise when you're laying on a bench on like a slight incline?
No, I've only ever been flat.
Yeah, try it with a slight incline next time. I get like a bit deeper of a stretch, kind of like if you stand up and go over your head. It's midway between the two.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely try that. And then so like we'll do with it probably four sets of both. So that's 8 sets. And then I love arms. I love big biceps, baby. Big biceps are awesome. So I'm all about curls. Curls. We'll do 4 sets of just standing dumbbell curl. 4 sets of that. Pump them out. Get a good pump going.
You like the dumbbells better? You like the dumbbells better than the easy curl bar?
I think isolated movements you should focus on that more. I definitely do. Skull crushers have their place. I do like some not skull crushers. Preacher curl with the easy bar.
That's what finally blew up my arms. Yeah, I did like every curl variation that in the book. Cable curls, dumbbell curls, barbell curls, everything. Preacher curls are what really just fried them. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that exercise, but that got them to grow.
No, yeah. If you sink into it, you get and you get that stretch. Yeah.
Yeah, that and kicking my legs back too. That's actually something that really helped me to get a better mind muscle connection with my biceps, because if you're sitting there, first of all, it's kind of a hunched over crouched position. It makes it difficult to breathe. So I can breathe better with my legs back, actually.
Okay. I never thought about that.
And then if my legs are back, I'm less tempted to overuse my back. Has your back ever been sore the next day after doing preacher curls because you go too heavy on them?
Not that I know. No, not that I can remember. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, usually like my back gets sore the next day, and so I think I'm using a lot of back muscles if I'm sitting down, like you would normally sit in it. But if I kick my legs back, then I just get a way better mind muscle connection to it. Oh, and by the way, on the subject of preacher curls, if you do go to Body Shop Fitness, they have a cable preacher curl machine. I kid you not. It's really, really cool. So you can do like triple, quadruple drop sets on it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Blow the arms up.
Yep. Nice. So is that your entire arm day?
Then there's a curl machine that we like at Gold's. It's like a stack, so it has like these 2 handles. We only grab one. We do one at a time.
Okay.
It's just a preacher curl. Yeah, and so like we'll do drop sets and stuff like that, and just finish the arms out.
And you'll just finish it off with that. Awesome.
Finish the biceps out with that. Yeah.
And then leg day. What's that look like?
Leg day. Let's see. What are we doing? We just had leg day yesterday. And what do we do? Let's see. We start off with a isolated hamstring, standing hamstring curl. So, it's like a machine like this. Get the hams going. One. It's a plate loaded.
That's great for especially being on contest prep too, because that you kind of have to think about that machine when you're doing like your back double bicep pose, right?
Oh yeah.
To make sure your hamstrings are engaged. And so reps from not just for muscle hypertrophy, but also for posing, right?
Yeah. I think my hams are coming out really, really nicely. I was making a point for all the poses for the back double bicep, which is like I think one of my best poses to get that leg engaged, get that hamstring engaged. Make sure it's flexed.
I mean, I don't really see a bad pose, bro.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Evan. Yeah, I think my back is one of my strongest points for sure.
Yeah, and I would say arms. But what really just strikes out to me, man, is your definition just overall everywhere, and that's kind of one of the things that you don't really see with enhanced athletes as much, is to be able to see that clear of muscle definition. That's what I remember seeing at the INBF and WNBF shows that I did. when I take a stab at my pro card, I think I'm going to look into PNBA though. They seem to value like more of a fuller, like kind of golden era look than a complete shred fest. And man, I weigh 199 pounds right now and feel a lot better than I did this time last year at 175 pounds. That's for sure.
Wow, cool, man. Good.
I just don't like getting shredded, man. Did you ever like start forgetting people's names and stuff the last couple weeks, like when you were really, really lean and really, really peeled?
No, I don't think it was like that. I don't recall forgetting anything per se.
Okay, that's always my thing on contest prep. Like as soon as it hurts to sit down on anything because there is just no fat on my butt anymore. That's usually when I start forgetting people's names. So
okay.
I gotta write I get real good at apologizing.
Yeah.
And then my brain starts clicking on like a week or two after the show.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't. Like I said,
are you on like a?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just gonna say, are you on like a strict reverse diet coming out of this, or are you just like heck with?
No, I've been pretty much just like let loose. I've been eating whatever, slowly working back into tracking and getting back into like my focus, dieting or my diet. Yeah. But for the most part, I've just been enjoying eating whatever.
Cool. It's nice having some time where you can experiment and relax a bit and push yourself harder in the gym. And if you're eating extra carbs, then man, just put them to good use. So
Oh yeah.
So you start with hamstrings, and then from there.
Yep. And then we go into what do we do actually? Go into squats.
Okay. High bar, low bar.
I'm a high bar guy. What I've been doing for them, what my coach has actually been doing for them for a long while is an elevated heel, kind of like a modified sissy squat almost, but with barbell, and really get the quads going. Focus the quads.
Yeah, sissy squats are a staple for me, and I hate doing them because you look like an idiot doing them. Like you're not impressing anybody. They hurt, they suck. They're no fun. It's a body weight exercise, and if you use a 10-pound plate, like that's enough weight to add to it to really do some damage. And it's just like, why am I doing this? But man, they work. It's a wonderful quad exercise. So underrated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Leg extensions anywhere in there?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Then after that, we'll go into. Before that, I do barbell RDLs. So we do the hamstring contraction, then we do RDL.
Good. I do it the same way that you do. I like working the lower heads of the hamstrings first, and then working the upper hamstring heads with the with the barbell later in the workout too. Once they're already fatigued, and it's like, all right, we did our deadlifts to build muscle like a long time ago. We're on contest prep right now. Don't need to get injured too close to the show. Dangerous exercise like the deadlifts. Yeah, I like to pre-fatigue them too.
Yeah, I love RDLs for that. And then it's like a squat. And then after that, depending on like how we're feeling, might go into a leg press. I don't know. Leg press is cool. What do you think about the leg press?
Oh, the leg press is my go-to, man. That is absolutely hands down my yeah. And as a matter of fact, I don't even squat anymore.
Okay.
I don't squat. I don't bench. I'm following a lot more of the Vince Gironda methodology of training and dieting, actually. But back squats for me or front squats it's still too posterior dominant. So for me to really isolate my quads, I'm 6'1" and I have particularly long femurs, kind of like Arnold. So like back squats kind of get me nowhere there. It's just all lower back, glutes and hamstrings. And I'm like, all right, my physique does not need anything more on my hamstrings or glutes at the moment in comparison to like quads and adductors too. That's something I've realized is a real underrated muscle group in terms of aesthetics for male athletes, because that gap between your thighs, between a male athlete's thighs, that's the adductor. It's not part of the quads. It's not really part of the hamstrings. It's not really part of the glutes. It's just one of those muscles that you tend to forget about, and it looks like a girly exercise. Jim Gaffigan has the best bit on that one. Have you heard it?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorite comedians, and basically his point is the hip adductor machine. If you're using too little weight on it, then you feel like a wimp. But if you use too much weight, then you're like, okay, wow, I got the strongest crotch in the gym. So
yeah, right. Yeah,
for that, I guess it's fine.
Yeah. No, I make a point to do the abductor machine for sure. For that reason, to build that little inside. It's gonna help with the width and the thickness of your leg. Yeah, I do that. And then calves. Calves as well. Always calves.
Okay. What are your go-to calf exercises? Are you a seated calf raise guy or
standing?
Or the one? Oh, standing. Okay.
Yeah. There's a machine at Gold's with the stack, and it has like pads that go onto your shoulders, and then you just step onto the little platform, whatever, and you do your raise and you do your calf raises, holding the thing.
Yep.
Pump it out, get that burn. So there you go.
It's the compound exercise of the calves. If you're gonna do one calf exercise, it's probably the single best one that you can do for growth.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about competing for the first time?
Go ahead and do it. Don't treat it like I'm going into a bodybuilding competition. Treat it like I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, and I'm gonna try this experience out and just focus, put my attention and focus towards something that I've never done before. And because if you're already looking into competing, I would assume you like working out, maybe have a community and whatnot. So I would say just go ahead and this is something else to add to your fitness journey, fitness experience, and just have fun with it. It's gonna be fun.
And what have you got to lose? Very, very good advice.
Pretty much, yeah. You're only gonna get better. I've reiterated this to multiple people before, but signing up for this competition, my nutrition, training, knowledge, that all I gained so much, and I got so much better in this such short a period of time versus my year and a half or 2 years that I've been lifting prior.
Right on.
Because it forces you just to learn and adapt so much.
Well, and so much changes so fast. When you're building muscle, man, it's natural, enhanced, it doesn't matter. It takes a long time to build muscle. And then when you get contest prep, that's the fun part, man. Just everything comes together. And that's kind of why I like staying 10 pounds above stage, 5-10 pounds above stage weight, and kind of not any more than that, is because I miss that part of it. That's the finished picture, right? Is when you can get to a point with your physique to where you're seeing all those reps pay off. You're seeing all those protein shakes or all those steaks or whatever. All of those good decisions that you made with your diet finally all compounding together. And when that 12 weeks starts, you see changes every single week. And it's kind of hard to see that when you're on a building phase.
Yeah.
Will you compete again? And if so, what are your bodybuilding fitness goals moving forward, sir?
Will I compete again? I like to say I'm not sure. Maybe. But I probably am going to. I just don't know when yet. Like I said, because I'll be starting school. And that's a priority of mine and my family and whatnot.
Yeah. What are you going to school for?
That's the competition. Mechanical engineering.
Right on.
Yeah. That's aside from the bodybuilding and fitness, that's my whole other side of me is I'm such a huge nerd. I love science and math and engineering. That's my whole other side.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm so nerdy. I had to start going to the gym and working out so I could defend myself from getting beat up from being so nerdy.
Yeah, pretty much, right? No one's gonna mess around with the
well, I mean, and bodybuilding is kind of a nerdy sport too. Most bodybuilders are real introverted, just kind of self-sufficient people that are actually really nerdy. And when you get to know them, they're not trying to show off so much as it is. It's something that keeps them moving forward, and it's a goal to where they know that life is gonna suck for the last couple weeks before and the couple weeks after it. But overall, it's a fun experience, and man, you just get bit by the bug and can't wait to do it again. So yeah, to be completely honest, the reason I'm not competing anytime soon is for the same reason. Business reasons, personal reasons. I want my kids to be a little bit older and not like quite so high maintenance as they are right now. I know everybody says, "Oh, your life is just going to get busier," but it's right. Like just having moved. It's like we want to settle and kind of be a family for a couple of years. Focus on that. Focus on all of our clients. Get some other people their pro cards, and then get to a point to where it's like, all right, time to take another stab at this. I'm sick of getting second place, man.
Oh man, yeah, like, I can.
Getting your butt kicked, it's fine because you're just like, I didn't expect to win this show anyway, but man, I placed, and I didn't even expect that. That was one of the last untested shows that I did.
Okay.
And so I kind of had no expectation going into it, but
moving.
Thanks, yeah, but getting second place is like, that's heartbreaking, because you were so close.
Right there.
Yeah. Well, cool, brother. Where can people find out about you and follow your journey?
I have my personal Instagram. That's my name, Luke Simon Garey. The joint bodybuilding one you said, G Muscle 3D. And then
I was gonna say definitely follow that one.
Follow that one for sure.
I'm seeing all his exercises that we were talking about. There's footage of you posing. Some TikTok action, it looks like, too. I'm just about to get on TikTok, so we might have to talk off the air about that.
Okay, yeah, my coach just started. He'll be filming us randomly. Just like, just work out, do whatever you want, and like I'm gonna film you and stuff. So TikTok is GM3D. My coach has been starting to put some little fun videos together. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the socials.
Cool. Well, I'm going to put links to all this in the show notes. It has been an absolute pleasure for you, having you on the show, my man. Thank you very much. And next time in the Seattle area, we need to get a pump in, all right?
We need to get a pump in for sure. Yeah.
Body shop, and we're hitting that machine I was telling you about. You will thank me after.
Okay.
Actually, you'll complain about it while we're doing it, but then you'll thank me after we're done.
Okay, great. Sounds awesome. Let's see. That's a good workout.
Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. If you found this helpful, please pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Our podcast review of the week is from Mats Ring Anderson from Norway in response to episode 177 with Richard Anthony Smith of Keto Pro. Awesome episode. I listened to it on my walk in the sunshine today. Thanks for that, Mats, and a good work on getting in that vitamin D. Client spotlight of the week is Tyler from Pennsylvania. This is the lightest I've been in the last 5 years. Tyler is on schedule for his weight loss goal to cut below 210 pounds by mid-October. Well done, Tyler. Big celebration. If you're not subscribed to our nutrition podcast, Carnivore Coach's Corner, you're really missing out. Coach Colt and Mark Ennis are thrilled to announce they ranked number 108 in the United States by Spotify in nutrition podcasts. Number 1, here we come. Colt and Mark collaborate weekly, diving deep into meat-based nutrition and advanced hypertrophy training, featuring guests such as Richard Smith. Next week, they're interviewing Danny Conway. Then they're recording a pull day special, having recently published a push day special and a leg day special. So you're covered with how we train on all muscle groups. If you're a fan of the low-carb lifestyle or just getting into it, just search Carnivore Coach's Corner on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Overcast, Google Podcasts, and if your podcaster isn't on this list, tell us where you listen and we'll make sure we get Carnivore Coach's Corner wherever you're listening.
Thank you for that, Tay. We'll catch you on episode 179, everybody. Going to leave you with our battle cry at supersetyourlife.com, which is 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. Do you not know that your body is a sanctuary of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought at a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body.